my name is Megan Przekwas, and I am a senior at Bemidji State, majoring in business administration with an emphasis in entrepreneurship.
Hi, I'm Chanel Nelson, and I'm a senior at Bemidji State, majoring in entrepreneurship and small business management.
I'm William Miles. I'm an accounting major, senior, and also a business administration major in management and entrepreneurship.
Today we're going to present a case analysis on Southwest Airlines. The history of Southwest Airlines. The history of Southwest Airlines began on March 15th, 1967, with the simple idea on a napkin of Southwest Airlines, and it connected three cities, Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston, which made a triangle which they used as their initial idea. With our continued history here, we have Southwest dealt with Braniff Tech's Mine Tools editorial team as Continental Airlines fought. Southwest obtained their licensure and adequate certificates for their business. Lamar Moose became the first president for Southwest Airlines. Southwest sold promissory notes to build aircrafts and obtained startup costs totaling approximately $1.25 million from these promissory note sales. The name Southwest Airlines was officially given to the company. The first stock public offering on June 8th took place at 650,000 shares, sold at $11 per share. The pleasure class was introduced, referred to as first class today, which was a major deal, which ended in 1971.
So in 1971, the Love Airline was born, and their first uniforms were introduced. The $10 night fare was also introduced between Houston and Dallas. Saturday services were canceled, and their advertising budget was introduced at $700,000. They began a $13 one-way or $25 round-trip beginning price. Airports were opened in 5 other cities in 1977, and second reservation center was opened in San Antonio. Between 1980 and 1990, there was a 5-year contract with pilots that was signed. They began to use Fuel from the Heart programs to buy jet fuel at $1.10 a gallon through payroll deduction. They began to be recognized for their campaign slogans and their strategies, and then they began offering senior rates for 65 years and older for $25 each way from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Their company club was also introduced. They began a frequent flyer program based on total trips flown, regardless of the distance. They also launched their Killer Shipper program to promote their company's new air freight service. Ticket by mail was also developed.
All right, to continue with the history, Southwest becomes the first major airline to offer ticketless travel to its customers. Customers are able to book their flights on the internet. Launches the first ever direct-to-link customers' computer desktops. Chief pilot Lou Freeman, first African-American chief pilot for the U.S., flew the body of Rosa Parks on a Southwest airplane to her services in Montgomery, Alabama. The Washington, D.C., November 1st, 2005. They decided to keep the open seating concept. First international agreement with Canada's WestJet was signed. Cats and dogs now allowed in the cabin with a passenger for $75 one way. Boeing 737 planes have been consistently used. Required navigational performance begins to create more efficient flight practices and procedures. Acquires AirTran Airways in 2011, and they for live TV on planes and $5 movies.
On to our competitive concerns. The competitive rivalry is based off of supplier power, threat of new entry, buyer power, and threat of substitution. So the threat of new entry is very low for potential companies trying to enter into the airplane industry. The costs are very high, though. There are many hidden and unforeseen costs, I would say, that get in the way for some people. There are political and capital barriers put into place, and there is a low likelihood of new potential entrants Southwest can face, and Southwest has a high cost advantage simply because they have the experience and the kind of customer loyalty that they have established throughout the years. The threat of new entry, I guess, is time and cost of entry, economies of scale, cost advantages, technology protection. They've really paved the way, sort of, as far as getting tickets to be available through the mail initially and then now online, and their barriers to entry.
So Southwest supplier power, they have a high supplier power, and there are a number of suppliers available. They also have they have a high ability to substitute. So supplier power by definition would be the number of suppliers, size of suppliers, the uniqueness of services, their ability to substitute, and the cost of changing. And again, Southwest supplier power is high. Their threat of substitution is also high. Companies such as Kayak, Travelocity, Expedia, all of those sites can compare prices right off the bat, and people are not required to fly Southwest. They have their own ability to choose whatever site they would like to book through, and that goes for every airline, not just Southwest. So the threat of substitution is very high. Substitute performance and the cost of change is also a threat.
The buyer power is high. Customers may choose another airline. There is an ability to substitute companies. The number of customers, size of each order, differences between competitors, price sensitivity, ability to substitute, cost, and the cost of changing all play into buying power. The competitive rivalry is also high. There are many other airlines competing with Southwest. There are quality differences between companies, loyalty programs, aircraft quality, customer service skills, entertainment on flights, and most importantly, the cost. The number of competitors, quality differences, switching costs, and customer loyalty all play into competitive rivalry.
Now we're going to get into the threats for Southwest. Some other companies that are considered competitors or threats to Southwest are Delta Airlines, American Airlines, and JetBlue Airlines. Delta Airlines began back in 1924. They were a crop dusting airport, and they flew mail to people. They acquired Pan Am, Northeast, and Western throughout their time now as a company. Their slogan is the Delta Difference, and more than 300 destinations on 6 separate continents are a quality feature that they offer to their customers. American Airlines began back with Charles Lindbergh. In 1997, their flights became completely non-smoking, which was a major change for many people, as smoking was still very popular then. They launched the Travel Bag, which was a Facebook app that allows customers to share experiences and reviews with each other. And then JetBlue Airlines began in February 1999 under the name New Air. They began rewards partnership with American Express credit card, which is very popular nowadays, where people log their miles and can use it to purchase additional flights in the future. And for the first U.S. airline to use personal electronic devices use gate to gate. And so that was another big step in the technology industry for airlines. The current strategies for Southwest Airlines are their multi-channel distribution, the low cost and high customer service rates that they offer. They offer group travel rates, which sets them apart from other airline companies. Free online booking website, and they have an app which is called Swaybiz that, again, with technology the way it is, that's really set them apart. They have no change fees and no cancellation fees, which is huge for people that often book flights in advance and then have other plans come up or problems arise where they're not able to go on their flights. They reuse all of unused funds with no penalty. They let you do that. And then your bags fly free to everyone. That's a huge bonus for every customer.
Some of Southwest Air's strategic options are to not get too comfortable, and that means just not doing the same exact thing over and over again because it has worked, because other companies will surpass you. Continue to seek new ways to diversify them against competitors. Expand to different locations at cost-effective prices. Keep prices extremely competitive on websites such as Kayak, Expedia, and Skyscanner. Those prices are always changing, and other airlines are very competitive on those sites. And then to implement new airplane services and features. Always stay updated. So some of their rivalry issues are that most airlines are likely locked into a contract with higher priced gas and oil. The demand for flights is very high right now. 83% of seats are always filled. Passengers flew over 800 million miles, setting a record. I believe that was last year's stats. And there isn't a logical reason at all right now to lower fares when seats are being sold at this price. Jet fuel is a majority of airlines' largest expenses, and luckily these costs fell 50% in 2014, that being a major advantage for Southwest Air. And then wages for airlines have risen, and the profit margins aren't as thick as in the other industries.
All right, some of the direct competitor comparisons. Let's see. DAL is Delta, AAL is American Airline, and JBLU is the JetBlue Air, and then Regional Airlines is Industry. And so those are the differences. And to go on, the airline attraction factors. Southwest operates to 97 destinations across the United States with 3,900 departures a day during peak travel season. And it's 45th year, and it's in their 45th year of service. The nation's largest carrier in terms of originating domestic passenger boarded is Southwest. Southwest operates the largest fleet of Boeing aircrafts in the world, and its satellite-based Wi-Fi connectively enables customers to use their personal devices and video-on-demand movies as well as TV shows.
Some more airline attraction factors that Southwest offers. They serve 78 of the top 100 domestic airports in the world. The industry-leading frequent flyer program, they have the absolute most out of everyone. And they have highly competitive costs with the low-cost carriers, which makes them very attractive to potential consumers. Southwest has a very competitive strategy and a very compelling brand appeal, which appeals to nearly everybody with these attractions. Southwest created transparency, which is a philosophy that treats customers honestly and fairly, and which helps them, or it also keeps them liable for low fares and to keep them low. Bags fly free for everyone. That's a huge deal for many people, and there are also no change fees, which again is very important for people that do not know for sure if they're able to make their trips or not. And if they can't, no big deal. And so then we just have no charges and can move on. And that is the end of our slideshow presentation. Thank you for watching, and yeah.